On the afternoon of May 25th, 2004, at approximately 3:30 p.m., our base came under enemy mortar attack. Your son was assigned to guard duty watching over some Iraqi civilian workers inside the base. Once the attack started, Daniel placed his own well-being in jeopardy by making sure the civilian workers went inside the protective bunker before he did. Other soldiers came to his aid and quickly took Daniel to our medics. Our physician's assistant and medics were immediately by your son's side, but were unable to save his life. Daniel succumbed to the mortal shrapnel wounds.
But the fact that he did what he did doesn't surprise us. He would have been less of who he was if he hadn't done that. Some of the soldiers even told us later, we wouldn't have done that, only Daniel did that. And it doesn't mean that they thought less of the Iraqi people or those contract workers. It just meant that Daniel was doing his job. His job was to guard them, and he guarded them to the end. And we can't imagine him doing anything else.
And you know, how could our country have the freedoms we have if some soldier somewhere doesn't give his life? We would not be a free people. And the proof of that is 9/11. If we would not be willing to die to defend so that 9/11 does not occur again, then 9/11 will continue to occur. Someone's got to give their life. We never wanted to lose our son. Nobody wants to lose a son, but he, like I said, the bad guys did not take his life. He gave it willingly, and he told me, I'm going to go do my job, and I'm going to defend this country with my life if that's what it takes. And then he told me that. And he was prepared to make that sacrifice.
Dear Mrs. Unger, I realize how tragic your loss is, and I know how much pain there is crushing your heart, and I know the darkness that suddenly came to wipe away your dreams, and I do feel the heat of your tears. That won't dry until you find the answers to your questions why you lost your loved one. I know how you feel. I lived among the same pains for 35 years. But worse than that was the fear from losing our loved ones at any moment. Death was our daily bread, and 1 million Iraqi mothers were expecting death to knock on their doors at any second to claim someone from their families. Ma'am, we asked for your nation's help, and we asked you to stand with us in our war, and your nation's act was, and still is, an act of ultimate courage and unmatched sense of humanity. We did nothing to deserve all this suffering. Well, except for the dream we had, a dream of living like normal people do. Why is it that we were chosen to live in all this pain? Why me? Why my people? Why you? I'm not leaving this land because the bad guys are not going to leave us or you to live in peace. They are the same ones who flew the planes to kill your people in New York. Your son sacrificed his life for a very noble cause. He sacrificed himself for the most precious value in this existence. That is freedom. God bless his free soul, and God bless the souls of his comrades who are fighting evil. God bless the souls of Iraqis who suffered and died for the sake of freedom. God bless all the freedom lovers on earth.